Well, I'm really pleased to say I'm joined by Gary Wiltshire, and Gary, we have so much to talk about. I'm really looking forward to this interview, so thank you so much. It's been a long time since we've seen you on our screens. I've managed to catch you on your way to Windsor races tonight. We're here in Windsor at the Complete Angler. Where have you been?
Well, everyone thought I was dead, Julie. I think I'd had reeves, I've had flowers sent to me, but I've still been about, but all the Sky finished. Naturally, we're in the Complete Angler, and this is where we were 10 years ago for Sky when we had the Derby draw one day. No, I've been about, still got all my racecourse pitches, and got 70 odd racecourse pitches. Still do 2 days a month on Betfred TV on a Sunday, because the travelling's not so bad as midweek. But yeah, we're still here, Julie, we're still breathing. I don't know how, but we are still breathing.
It's been an amazing journey for you in the world of gambling, and I think it's fair to say gambling was pretty much in your blood. It was a big part of your childhood.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my mum and dad, you know, we lived in London, and we lived opposite a pub, and there was a bookies next door, Harry Barham he was called, and that was our life, Julie, really. Even then, like, you know, when I was a kid, I used to get 4 cards out of a playing pack and get the 4 kings out, turn them over. If it was an ace, we moved the ace of diamonds one up. If it was an art, and had like make-out races when I was 6 years of age. So really and truly, it's been in my blood all the time. Whether it's done me any favour being in that, I really don't know, because people said to me the other day, and people always ask the question, and when was you happiest, you know, before everyone mentions Frankie as well. And really and truthfully, I would say that I was more happy when I used to sell flowers in the market, and I used to earn me £200 a week. I was happy, but with that, and then all of a sudden I become not famous, but a big bookmaker, and you know, your life changes, Julie. It really does change.
It really does. It wasn't just all about gambling though. Your family were big sports fanatics as well, so you went to dogs and horse racing whilst you were still in a pram.
Yeah, my dad used to play football for Brentford. He was a goalkeeper, and when I was a kid, you wouldn't believe it looking at the size of me, when I first got married, I think I was 12 stone 7, and I had trials for the Orient in goal as well, goalkeeper, followed the family tradition. But that all finished when we moved out of London, and instead of playing football, I think I was playing fish and chip shops all the time and eating, and it got completely out of hand, you know.
And you were a good footballer, weren't you?
I was all right, Julie, yeah, I was all right. Yeah, when I was 12 stone, I was all right, but not now. But it's just, you know, my son as well, my youngest son, Charlie, he's had trials could have went to Newcastle, Everton as a goalkeeper, but he's like me, you know, to give it up.
Alongside all that, you were kind of brought up at various markets, mostly selling flowers, and you had a few famous customers as well,
Yeah,
didn't you?
my mum and dad, they had a store in Lever Lane Market in Holborn, and right near where the Daily Mirror was, and they had 2 stalls, so as you grow up, my dad had one and he'd give me the other one, and I used to get up early in the morning, go to Covent Garden, buy me flowers, and come back home to Tottenham. In them days, I was paying £6 a week rent for Tottenham, you know, for the flat. We was downstairs in an house, and it was just them days, you know, if you had any sort of money, you should have looked after it. Instead, every time I got a few quid, I was going to Haringey Dogs on a Friday night and having a bet. I thought, well, I've got me a bit of money, but they were different days, Julie, you know, they were family days, and it does turn us a lot back.
Gambling quite quickly became a problem for you. You've said that you don't actually remember your 21st birthday.
No, before I was a bookmaker, every penny I got I was doing. You know, I was going in betting shops all over, you know, just betting, and becoming a bookmaker really saved me, I think. It saved me for what I am, because I would definitely have got into trouble. You know, there was no respect for money. You know, I would do anything just to, if you could get a 5 or a 10, but every 5 or 10 I got, unfortunately, I was playing it up and going having a 5 bet or a 10 bet. But you get in life, you get the winning and losing. And when I went to the magistrate, it's so fun. I've got to tell you this story. It's so fun. I went to Stony Stratford Magistrates Court, and that's just outside Milton Keynes. And I did have a little bit of trouble when I was a kid, but not too much. And all of a sudden, the solicitor then stood up, Gary Wiltshire. When I stood up, and all of a sudden, police objection. I thought, oh, here we go. What's happened here? And the policeman said, you were drunk and disorderly in Bridlington one day, and he was found for, well, I've never been to Bridlington in my life. I don't even know where Bridlington was, and I was just about to say something, and I had a solicitor with me, and he knocked me on the leg as if to say, be quiet, and the judge said, oh, we'll give you a chance. He said, you know, everyone's have a drink one day in their life, and I got my licence granted, and that was about 41 years ago, 42 years ago now.
Yeah, you were 23 when you took out your
bookmaking
licence.
64 now, yeah,
and
getting
it all
older.
started at the Greyhound racing.
Yeah, loved it.
Dogs has been your first love, I think.
Dogs has been I started my first proper job. I was a kennel hand at the GRA Norfolk, who owned White City, all the big tracks, you know, the GRA, Greyhound Racing Association, and I was a kennel hand for Jim Singleton, whose brother Randy trained Camara Flash for Prince Philip when I think that won the Derby. So I was always in it all my life, the dog game. I loved dog racing all my life, you know, and it breaks your heart now to see how our game that we really love is going. Got to get someone in it. You mustn't let Greyhound Racing go. If Greyhound Racing goes, I think all the industry goes.
What would you do with it?
What would I do with it? Well, no one would. What would I do with it? Right, good question. I go racing all the time, horse racing. In the summer we have concerts on. You go to Newmarket, you can get 25, 30,000 people there on a Friday night. The people are not going to watch horse racing. They're going for concerts as well. Why can't the big day, the Derby days, why can't we have a big act? Madness have been performing at all the racetracks this summer. Every time they go, there's 12, 15,000 sell out every day. They're charging £40, Julie, to go there. Why can't the Greyhound Racing charge £30, £25? The big track, Central Park. Or if you have an act on after racing, then people are going to go, they're going to go Greyhound Racing first. When they go Greyhound Racing, they think, oh, we like this, and they'll come back, and that's what you want. You don't want people, you want people all the time, Greyhound Racing, Greyhound, listen, look, you try your life with Greyhound Racing, you all do on Racing Post TV to try to pull people in. This year's Derby, Nottingham had it. I thought Nottingham done a real good job, but I weren't there final night. Funny enough, I was coming back on holiday, but it would have. I went there to the Eclipse when Mark Lauber sponsored it this year. Went there one night. One thing I think Greyhound Racing should do, between racing, when Toaster was still with us, please God, we'll always get Toaster back. You should have people like yourself, Darryl Willing, obviously, talking to people, talking to the trainers, talking to punters, talking to the owners, between racing, because when you go racing now, you get an MC. When I go to Chelmsford, you've got Tomo. He is fantastic. He comes out to people, hello, big fella, but he's very, very good, and he puts people. It's a night out. When you go Greyhound, you don't want to go there for 12 races just to see the air go around 12 times. Result first 4, second 2. Let's have a bit of life between races. Interview people, so people who are there have got something to listen to. You know, when you do the interviews on the TV, Greyhound Derby, semi-final, final, why can't that happen live on the course as well, so everyone can hear it? Not only the people
Toaster did have that. They did have that.
Toaster had it, and why can't we do it now?
It made a great atmosphere as well.
It was an atmosphere, Julie, it's all about atmosphere, and that is something I think Greyhound Racing has got to do. Forget about, look, I know it's all bookmaker related, but they want winners and losers and SPs, okay. But if people go to the dogs, give them a night out, Julie. Don't just sit in a restaurant, eat your starter, eat your main course, and eat your dessert. Between racing, let someone come on and talk to people and go through the card with them. Oh, the next race, we've got track 2 here, Julie Collier. If this leads, this will win. Or that's what people want to hear. Don't let us read a race card. People like yourself, go there, the tracks, get someone there. We want a bit of atmosphere like they do at the horse racing, and it does work, Julie.
You've owned plenty of dogs as well. We'll come on to horse racing in a bit, but I just want to finish by talking about your Greyhound ownership, because you've had plenty of dogs actually.
Plenty of dogs, yeah.
What's been your best moment as a Greyhound owner?
Best moment as a Greyhound owner. I took a dog once to Inkley, the flapping track. We had a dog called Exclusive Native, used to run at Oxford, and we took him to Inkley flapping track, and we give him 2 trials, and he ran really slow. I don't know why he ran slow, but he done what he was told the first 2 times. And then all of a sudden one night, I think I had about 280 quid in our pocket, and it was 5 to 1, and we had the 280 quid on it like track. So we called him Black Trevor at Inkley because he was a black dog. Naturally, you couldn't call them the same names as what they run on the thing. And he won that night. I think we won 1,400 quid. That was the best night with dog. Look, I love any dog time. You know, I had a dog for my son Danny, and Trevor Cobbold trained it. The late Trevor Cobbold, king of the carrots, you know. And it turned out he was really, really ill this night. You know, he was dying with cancer, and he phoned us up and he said, "Gal, bring Danny with us tonight. The dog will win." And it was in an A7 or A8, the first race at Mildred Hall. It was even money. Everyone knows the difference with the price. And the dog won, and Danny went to get his trophy and everything. And about 3 days later, we lost Trevor Cobbold, who was a big name, still a big name now, Kevin Cobbold, Yarmouth. And that was a day that sticks in your mind when like Trevor, he weren't skint, Trevor Cobbo, he was a very wealthy fella, but he'd come there that night and stood on the winner's rostrum with young Danny, and that was the night she don't forget, Julie.
Are you still involved in dog racing now at all?
No, Julie, no. When Toaster went, I was the Lord Eskiff invited us to be the bookie in the restaurant for the last derby we had at Toaster, and we went for the eats and we went for the semi-final. We used to go every Saturday night as well. We were like the bookie with the old-fashioned bookie stand with the electric board, and the punters loved it. You know, even had our old governor there the last time, Dave Lawrence. He backed it with his dog won that night on the. On the Toaster
he's the
car.
old Sky Sports producer, of course.
Dave, and I think that was about a 12-1 chance he backed. So, but everyone in there come up and look, Julie, what I said, we want atmosphere, and like we give it a bit of atmosphere when we was in the restaurant. I said we had all the board flashing with the odds on, and people know. And what I've always been, you can have £1 up to £1,000 on one, and you know you can have what you like on, but treat everyone the same, whether you're skint or whether you're a millionaire. And Toaster was really, really, you know. I thought it was such a shame. Yourself, you say it yourself, well, don't we? You know, will we get Toaster back? We've got to, Julie. Or another big track. Let's open another one.
Let's hope so.